It's the idea that intrinsic goodness is an experiential property. So it's something that is a quality of our conscious experience. So when you feel pleasure or other positive states like happiness or joy, what you're experiencing is the qualitative property of intrinsic goodness. In philosophy, we tend to call those qualities of conscious experience qualia. So there are these positive qualia that you can experience, and there are also negative ones that we experience in pain or suffering or sadness, other negative emotional states. And what I'm saying is, it's not just that these are the only things that are good or bad, because there are a lot of people who are hedonists and have been throughout recorded history. But I'm saying something that it's slightly stronger than that, or maybe quite a bit stronger than that, which is that it's not that there's some qualitative phenomenal experience that we have, or some property of that experience that we have, that has some nature that is then good or bad, but that intrinsic goodness actually is a qualitative property. So it's actually something that you can observe and experience yourself. And I actually think that if we didn't ever experience pleasure or pain, or any of these positive or negative qualitative states, that we wouldn't actually have the concept of intrinsic goodness that we do in fact have and that we do use when we're making moral decisions. If we didn't have these states, we might still have desires for certain things, and we might, still have certain behaviors and go out, searching for certain things. But when we experience pleasure or pain, what we experience is something that justifies the desire or justifies avoiding a certain thing. I talk a lot in the book about the feeling of ought to be-ness, trying to get at this feeling that when you feel pleasure, you're like, oh, this is why life is worth living. Like, this is what we're here for, right? This is worth having. And when you're experiencing suffering, you're experiencing something that if this were all there was to existence, was this kind of state, it would be better to be dead. Like, it would be better not to not be experiencing anything at all because of the nature of what's going on in that experience. So I think there's actually a conceptual connection here.